Welcome to 4.5, some more. This is part 2. Solved by graphing, so we're still with polynomials. Technically, some of these can be solved by factoring, but this is how you do it in the calculator, basically is what it is. Identify the power first, make sure you know how many answers you're looking for, and then graph and find anywhere it crosses the x-axis. We could have some imaginary solutions. We could have some solutions show up as 2 answers. We'll talk about it when we get here. Find the zeros of this. So basically, I got them all in here. So let me turn off the ones I don't want. Pardon my text messages. I'm going to turn that one off. Turn that one off. And I'll turn that one off. So you go to the graph. Ciao. Oh, well, this helps because you can kind of see, uh-oh, do I have another graph on that I'm not supposed to? It's got like all of my graphs on there. Oh, it left them on. I'm really sorry. Give me a second. Is that one still on? That one's still on. Man. All right, here we go. This is a lot better. There we go. Now, this doesn't make sense, so I'm going to zoom back to my 10 by 10. All right, here we go. It's better. It's not great, but it's better, I suppose. We're looking for where it either touches or crosses the x-axis. Well, this only looks like it touches twice, and we can tell by our equation we need 4 answers. So that's usually a hint. Let me get that out of the way. That these are going to count as 2 of our answers. Now, it does look like -2, +2, which is what we wrote over here. But to know for sure, second and then table, we are looking for y equals 0. If y is 0, that x is an answer. If y is 0, that x is an answer. And we can zoom in more and more and more, but based on our graph, we know that like this is really twice and this is really twice. Because when you have it touched like that, they count it twice because if it were up just ever so slightly, then that point that was 2 now really becomes 4. So they count it twice is really all it is. X is still 3, but we went from having basically 2 solutions to having 4 solutions. So if you're looking for 4 and you see something like this, just know that one's getting counted twice. So now we put this one in. We go back to y equals and turn that one off. Turn the next one on. Hit the graph button. Looks like this. So it looks like we're having the same scenario where that just touches there and there. Go to the table to find out for sure. -1, +1. And we could zoom in more and more, but those are going to count twice. Now let's try this one that I put 2 pages later. Right there. We should know what we're looking for. Let's turn that one off. That one on. And graph it. So we need this point here, and this point here. Well, we know what they are, but if you go to the table, -3, 0, 2. Anywhere where y equals 0, that's what you're looking for. Now you can list them like that, or you can put them kind of in these braces. These are not like an XYZ point or whatever. This is saying X has multiple solutions. You can see it either way. Either way is okay. So here's where it gets a little complicated. We're going to do this one here. Go back to y equals. Let's turn that one on. Turn that one off. Graph looks like this. Like, wow, that's really tough to kind of tell. Maybe -1 and 1 and 3, but it doesn't look like it crosses right at 3. It doesn't look like it touches -1, and I can't really tell what's happening here. Well, let's go to the table. I'm looking for y equals 0. I do not see y equals 0 anywhere. Yeah, we're definitely going the wrong direction there. And when we went this way, definitely the wrong direction. So is this a no solution? Because I don't see any zeros. Well, it's definitely not no solution because we can plainly see we're touching or crossing. Like it's happening. So what we can do is we can zoom a little bit. Now you can hit zoom and then say zoom in, but it may go a little too far. So instead we're going to go to a window. And right now we're looking here is 10 by 10 by 10 by 10 every direction. If we go to the window and change these to 5, so -5 for minimum and +5 for maximum. When we hit graph, we have a little bit better idea of what's happening. Like, okay, they are clearly not crossing at a nice pretty point, which is why over here, my answers look like this. Look, I can't really tell exactly what this is, but I know it's between -1 and 0. I know this one's between 0 and 1. I know 1, 2, 3. I know this is between 2 and 3. There's ways to figure them out. This particular lesson you won't need to. I think all the bookwork ones end up being nice and pretty, but if not, just zoom in a little bit and kind of tell me what they're in between. Like I said, you can say let's zoom in, and it really zooms in. Fun fact, this is actually 2 answers because it does, you can see it does dip below. So technically we would say we'd have 2 of them between here. But if you said we have this twice, I mean, that's still technically correct. So, but as far as we didn't really do anything else because it's just plugging them in. Just plug them in your calculator, uh, go to the table, try to find them because the graph doesn't always say what's supposed to happen.